Hey everybody, so today I thought I'd talk about, I've never reviewed the Falcon King tank, which is a sub-ohm tank with mesh coils. And I'm going to give you all the specs in a minute, but I thought I'd compare it to the Fireluke Mesh Pro. This has always been, I think, considered the best mesh tank out there. The Mesh Pro, the coils, they come in the single, dual, triple, and quad. And I've reviewed the coils specifically. And this one comes with a single and a dual coil. And this is the matte black version. We'll just show it to you here because it's a sub-ohm tank. I mean, it's not a whole lot to see aside from the specs on it. It does have the button on the side here to pop open for a fill on top. Let's talk first about the quality of it. Extremely happy with the quality of it, especially this matte version. It kind of feels like a rubberized version. It's not, but it's got that kind of feel to it. Standard 810 drip tip, O-ring type. And that pop-open door, which feels on some tanks that have that, just feels like weak, like the hinge might break, or it's floppy kind of, if you know what I mean. This one here is like just rock solid, feels professional. Pops open, snaps closed tight. I mean, it just feels really, really made well. Overall, extremely happy with this. So I've been vaping on this for a week, and then I loaded up my Mesh Pro with some new coils, dual coils that I got in recently. And I've been trying to use the two and compare and see, does this, the Falcon King, beat the Mesh Pro? It's a hard one, I'll tell you. This coil that's in here, the single coil right now, and I've been vaping on the same juice on here for almost a week, and it's absolutely still tasting great. I taste maybe 20% reduction in flavor on this really sweet juice about 5 days later that I've been on the single coil. But vapor production is beautiful. Taste is still excellent. I wouldn't even consider replacing this coil. And because I usually use sweeter juices, I usually do have to replace coils or cotton faster. I replace cotton on RTAs and RDAs every 2 days. Longer than that, I find the taste reduction is too much. I don't enjoy it. Pre-made coils like this, usually I'll get 4 or 5 days out of them, and then I start feeling, all right, I'm down 50% in taste, I'm getting rid of them. And that's what sweet juices do to your coils and cotton. This one, like I said, I guess it's about 5-6 days that it's been in there, and it's been absolutely wonderful, and it's still, I wouldn't even consider getting rid of it. Even though the flavor's gone down maybe 20%, it's still so good that I don't want to stop vaping on this coil. I have no reason to change it. Now, when we compare that to the Mesh Pro, which up until I've tried this Fireluke, I would have said this is absolutely the best sub-ohm mesh tank out there. I have a new coil in here. It's about 2 days old. 2 days old? Yeah, yesterday morning, and it's now the evening, so consider it 2 days. So the question is it better? I would say that you're really going to have to decide for yourself. It's that close that I can't say, yes, it's better, or no, it's not. They're really about equal. One thing I noticed with the Mesh Pro is when the air is fully open, you do have a little more air on the Mesh Pro compared to the Fireluke. No, this is Fireluke makes the Mesh Pro. This is on the Horizon Tech Falcon King. It's so close. It's maybe 10% less air on here. In terms of smoothness, I would say that the Mesh Pro is slightly smoother on airflow. Not that there's anything wrong with the Mesh Pro, with the Falcon King. I'm going to keep doing that because I'm bad with names. Not that there's anything wrong with the airflow on the. See what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with the airflow on the Falcon King, but slightly smoother on here. But then one thing that's better on the Falcon King is the single coils. On the Mesh Pro, the dual coils are good. The triple is the best, and the quad coils are just overkill. You're just burning a lot more juice, and I don't see any reason to go with the quad coils for the Mesh Pro when the duals and the triples are so good. The only difference that would be is they get a little more expensive as you go up. I usually buy the duals because the flavor on them is great, and they're a little. I think they're like $3 less for a 3-pack than the triple coils. So I go with the duals on here. But on the Falcon King, the single coils are excellent, where I can't say that for the Mesh Pro. The single coils on there are just, I wouldn't go with them. I'd always go with the dual or the triple. I would never recommend you buy the single. But the single coils on this are absolutely great. No problems with it whatsoever. The taste of the single coils on the Horizon Tech Falcon King are about equal to the triple coils on the Mesh Pro. And that's saying a lot for a coil. It's a good coil. And the dual on here, I'd say, is about equal. It's just as good, maybe slightly better than the single, but the single coils on this Falcon King are absolutely fine. No reason to buy dual or triple or any other kind of coils that they might make for it. And I'm not sure if they make anything other than the single and the duals on here. So with all that said, I'd say these two tanks are pretty much neck and neck, equal. If you're going to buy one and you don't know which one to buy, I would say just go by looks and colors and availability and price. Decide by that. Don't decide by, is this a better tank than that tank? They're not. They're really equal. And it's nice to have two out there that are absolutely excellent pre-made sub-ohm tanks. They're just both wonderful. So I'm going to throw all the specs on the screen up there for the Falcon King. All right, so there you go. I'm going to keep vaping on both of these right now because these are the best two sub-ohm tanks out there with pre-made mesh coils. They're just beautiful, and I've been vaping on both of them, and I'm going to keep vaping on. These are tanks that I will buy coils for myself, even with everything else that I have to vape on. I still will buy coils for this to vape on them, because sometimes, as much stuff as you have in building, sometimes you just want to throw a coil in there, fill it up with juice, and go, and know you're not going to have any leaking problems, like an RTA or an RDA if you're squonking or whatever. You just know that it's just going to work great. It's simple. You're out and about for the day. You're going away on vacation. You don't want to deal with all that crap of building coils and re-wicking, and you just want to buy a sub-ohm tank, throw a coil in, and vape. These are the two that are the best, in my opinion, on the market right now to buy. Either one of them is good. Go by price, go by the looks, and decide that way. So there you go. That's the review of the, I forgot the name again, the Falcon King by Horizon Tech. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.